Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Five and a Half Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge here at Coast Cigar Lounge at 3418 The Anvil Boulevard in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. I am here with my two co-hosts, Mort, Bones, and I'm Maverick, welcoming you to the show. Well, it's a beautiful day today.
Not too shabby.
No, it's pretty
Not too
nice,
shabby.
man.
It said on my temperature in my car it was 55 degrees.
But
Very sunny, but
just wait. Tomorrow's going to be
20s.
drunk winter
It's
again.
currently 52, and tomorrow a high of 38.
All right, so today we've got the Southern Draw Cedrus.
That's a very good cigar. I smoked it before.
Oh
A
man,
little strong for you, though.
it's a bit beefy for you there,
It's
man.
good, though.
Yeah, but I smoked it before, so it wasn't too raw.
Yeah. This is perhaps one of my favorite brands. And
You like because you like
Robert and Sharon Holt.
because I
all,
like
all three of the things you talk about.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely, they have made an impression on me. Just the fact that they really, I think they care about the people that buy their cigars.
Yes, they're not phonies.
No, not at all. They're
They show love for the people who buy their cigars, their product.
and the crazy thing that I mean, it comes in my mind. I don't know if anybody else really recognizes it or not, but I don't honestly don't think that his goal is to be a millionaire
No,
on being a cigar guy. Otherwise, a lot of the cigars that he's just let go in dormant for a while would be right back out on the shelves.
yes,
So kudos to Southern Draw, a veteran-owned company. And
Robert and his wife's name
Sharon,
Robert and
Yep.
Sharon. Yeah,
the boss lady is what he calls
yeah,
it.
the boss lady.
And today's coffee is Community Breakfast Blend,
Very community makes a fine product.
and it's
not expensive.
priced pretty dang gum cheap, man.
Yeah,
I got caught on a little rabbit hole this morning on some company that advertises no mold on their coffee, none of this stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give them a try, see what happens for the espresso machine. So I'm going to get some espresso from them and see how well I like it.
No mold on that coffee.
So apparently, coffee beans, when they're stored and shipped, grow mold on them, and the roasters and the people
Just roast them right out.
some of them don't roast out. That's what they're saying.
Wow.
They don't wash them first or something?
Yeah, so if they wash them, they get more mold on them.
Oscar.
I guess I don't know.
how you doing, brother?
Who is it? I have no idea who that is.
He's saying hi, so we'll say hi back at you. Right back at you.
That's
So
my buddy who comes in.
I don't know. I don't really know whether that's a fact or not, but Bones. You got to figure these coffee beans are sitting in a warehouse for, I don't know, months.
Yeah,
And
sure.
it's humid and stuff.
Moist,
Yeah.
famous word.
Well, we have friends in the coffee business that we can ask. This is actually a true statement.
That'd be a good question to ask. And
And I imagine once they get blended, it takes the mold away.
well, you would hope
Yeah,
that
sure.
it doesn't get put right into the roast and,
Yeah,
and stirred
sure.
up in there with.
Is it any different than, I guess, if you don't, it gets ground up in there, if you grind it or whatever. And once you make the coffee, the water's so hot, does it get rid of that? Like if you smoke right through a freaking beetle in a cigar?
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be good
Questions to ask.
Yeah.
Yes, because have you ever got sick from a cup of coffee or feeling weird or anything like that?
And that was one of the things on their advertisement was
Right.
bloating and indigestion and,
Right.
and gas and all this stuff.
Yeah, but a lot of people get that from coffee anyway.
I
mean,
I
that's,
think that
Wow.
if you have too many, for me, I get the jitters because of the caffeine.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah.
absolutely.
But and you had too much.
Yeah,
I don't know if it has anything to do about the subject we're talking about,
yeah. I don't.
but
Either.
maybe it could.
But I kind of equate it to be like the advertisements you see on TV that everybody's got parasites. Take this $100 pill and
Yeah.
deparasite your gut.
So I got a little fun fact. Since we're going in the Super Bowl next week,
Wow. Big game.
Sam Darnold, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. I watched this thing this morning. I said, that's pretty freaking cool. Pretty interesting. So it turns out he had a grandfather. His name was Richard Hammer. Went by Dick Hammer. Changed his name to Dick. Whatever. A little bit in the military. Then he did some other
if my
stuff.
last name was
right?
Hammer, I would too.
Right? It's kind of funny. And he did a few things. And the thing he's most famous for, Sam Darnold, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, grandfather is the Marlboro Man.
No kidding.
Really, the guy that stands there.
How about that?
I was just like, that's
that,
pretty freaking cool.
That is
yeah,
pretty
how
cool.
about that?
I said, that's a little fun fact when it comes to football, since we
Yeah.
got the Super Bowl coming up and we still have squares here. If anybody wants, we will take Venmo, PayPal. No, not PayPal. Venmo or Cash App.
Cash App.
If you're a fucking ways away.
I won't.
Cash App, well, you won't.
No.
But you Cash App it. He takes some money out of the account, and then I'll put your name on the board. Make sure he
Yes,
gets the
put
money
your
first.
name on the board.
And when it's done, we might be picking that soon.
Yes, probably
Um,
by the end of the weekend.
The numbers.
The numbers,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, because yesterday somebody came in and asked about it. Just
Well,
see
they'll advertise, yeah.
yeah. So
So like you said earlier, we had the little things. They arrested Don Lemon, whatever. We already talked about California adding on a freaking road tax.
A road tax for your mileage.
Mileage tax. So
Does California want to be empty, like it's a ghost town?
there are still people, and this just comes because I got family that
Lives
live
there. Okay.
There are some people that just can't leave.
they love the weather. They love
And
financially. They
understand
can't
that.
leave, but there's
I mean,
I don't
the just the weather, dude. I spent summers there. I know I've got a cousin that lives in San Diego. He says
That's the best place to
it's
live.
73 degrees mostly year round.
Yeah,
that's
and it gets
supposed-
into the mid 80s in the deep summer.
That's supposed to be the best place.
I
in the
was
United
I was
States for the
there
weather.
in the mid 80s, where it was mid 80s and in the winter time, and it was absolutely fabulous. You don't see a person with a pair of long pants on except for a businessman going to work.
I need to ask Keno, that's my cousin that lives here, if they actually have central air in their house.
Maybe
Ooh.
because of the breeze and stuff like that. Yeah,
Maybe
'Cause
more.
I know they got swamp heaters.
Maybe more swamp heater. I was thinking
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Too expensive to run AC.
But you know
there.
what? They're running a lot of people into Arizona and places like that, and New Mexico and
Colorado.
yeah, Colorado.
Montana.
They really are, because the things they're doing are so silly and crazy.
They even
And
told-
I don't know what their method is behind it. But
There-
yeah, because there's money. As Bone says, it's always about the money. But they're running people out of there, so they're not getting the money.
People
Well,
are
they
just used to having the government
pay for it.
give them everything, right?
Yes.
And then we've got obviously the influx over the border the last 4 years
hmm
that put a strain on their system as well, because they're a sanctuary state.
Yes.
They're inclusive and blah blah blah, and plus they've had a lot of failed projects.
Yes.
Their high-speed rail that's like 10 billion in the red and hasn't even completed a mile
Well,
yet.
they took all the money. They haven't built anything.
No, they squandered it.
As
Yeah.
they
Easy, let me
should.
grab a water.
And speaking of squandering money, your old best city in the world, New York City, is now looking for more funding because
They can't afford everything.
Ma'am Dummy is like 10 billion in the hole, and he's not going to be able to give free bus rides, subsidized housing,
Well-
free food,
2 days in the office, they raised the MTA rates on the trains by $3.
and it was supposed to be free.
How much?
By $3 a ride, a ticket. We discussed this before. It's you, and my sister's a teacher. She's a professor. She sees all these young kids come in, whatever. And we don't get too deep in politics, but these are facts. These kids go to school. They leave the house at 17, 18 years old, where they didn't have probably any or little parental guidance when it comes to anything other than do your chores, do your homework, stuff like that. And these professors are pushing their agenda on these kids.
Yes.
So then all these kids say, well, we want free stuff. And then he says, all right, I got all these kids that can vote because they're over 18.
Yeah.
They can't buy alcohol, but yet they can vote.
Right.
That alone makes no sense to me.
No.
But they go vote. They get swayed into saying, well, we're going to get free shit. We're going to get this. We're going to get that. And that's what they vote for. And then they don't get it.
Right.
And then they're like, well, why is everything fucked up?
And then they blame it on the opposition because
You're
They're
not giving him the money to give it to us free.
right.
Yes.
You kept us from having the money to give this guy his free stuff.
Yes.
It's just a vicious cycle of they caused it. No, they caused it. No, they caused it. And look, I've said it before. I'll say it until the day I die. When you start talking about politics, right wing, left wing, it's all part of the same bird.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who's in power; they're still going to fuck you.
Yeah. One way or the other.
It doesn't matter. If
Yes.
one side's going to do it, the other side's going to do it in another
In
way.
a different way. Yes.
That's right. One might take you from the backside. The other one might take
It's
you from
all
the front.
about the money.
It's all about
Yeah.
power. It's
Power.
about power. is
Yeah.
what it
The
is.
power.
It's all about the power.
Yeah.
I told you I got hit for freaking 50% on that lottery.
Stick it to the man.
Yeah. What was that about?
50%.
That ain't right, man.
Stick it to the man.
I was just like, but like Davey said, hey, it's free money. You know, yeah, you paid a few dollars to play, but you got 25 out of it. You might get a little bit more back when it comes to taxes. When we
Right.
file.
But that still ain't right.
But it kind of helps because we're going to get hit with everything else this year.
Yeah.
But
So let's talk about the Super Bowl a little bit.
Not much
that
to
all
talk
right
about
with you?
yet. I mean,
Well,
we
who
talked
we got?
who we got. We did say we were going to talk about after the playoffs who we would want to win. Because now that we know who's actually playing, it just makes sense.
out of these two teams,
That's all that's left.
Seattle and
Seattle and the New England Patriots.
man, it's hard for me. I like both quarterbacks because Sam's been in for a little bit.
What is it, fifth team, isn't it? If I remember the story right, it says fifth team that he's been on.
Oh yeah, it's like fourth or fifth team in so many years.
Wow.
But
Wow.
and Drake May, hell of a quarterback, rookie. What? No, he's a rookie last year.
I don't
Or
know.
was this year? Anyway,
Yeah.
he's a damn good quarterback.
Yeah.
I think Seattle has a better defense. The offenses are probably not anyone better than the other.
Nope. It's pretty
But the
equal.
defense, I think, goes to Seattle. But the last time Seattle was in the Super Bowl, they throw a fucking pass on the 2-yard line
Yeah.
Yep.
and lose it.
Yeah.
The fucking half-yard line.
That's going down in
History forever. Half-yard
That's
line.
going to be like the Miami head coach, the Hurricanes head coach, with his lack of time management.
oh
Yeah.
That goes down in the history. So Mav, what do you got? Because Bones already
I'm
said
going,
he's
I
got
am going
I'm
with
taking Seattle.
I'm going with New England.
reason.
I think they're on. I just think they're on. They're ready and they're on. That's just my gut feeling is that. I don't really have any other reasons for that. I think the team's ready. I think they got a good offense. I think the kid's ready. I don't think he's I think he's going to be gun shy. I don't think he's going to be in fear because it's the big game. You know what I mean? I think he's going to take it as any other game.
I think he's going to be on his ass.
He's just ready.
He's going to be on his ass for a little. Seattle's favored by 4.5.
So my desire, what I would like, the outcome I would like to see. I do not like the head coach of Seattle
Okay.
because he's a Michigan man,
Okay.
and that automatically means I hate the guy.
Right.
The head coach for New England is a Buckeye. Now we've got JSN on Seattle, who is perhaps, I'll just go ahead and say it, perhaps one of the best receivers in the NFL today.
Definitely top 5. That's for sure.
So I did say perhaps one of the
yeah,
best.
no, I
didn't-
agree. I agree.
I didn't say the number one because that's too definitive. And
All right, that's-
Yeah, it's tough to say.
but my desire is to see, as much as it pains me to see a dynasty team come back to New England is who I'm behind.
Okay.
Just because the head coach, I just cannot get behind somebody that was mentored by Jim Harbaugh. I just can't get behind it.
I'm taking Seattle minus the points, right? I think they'll win by more than 5.
Good morning, Mike.
Hi.
Say hello to the show.
Hi, good morning, show.
So we've and there are some. Everybody has their favorite players and stuff. There are several Buckeyes that play on the New England team. Got a running back that plays there, Trayvon Henderson.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be it's going to be.
He's real good.
I think it's going to be an offensive shootout.
Okay,
Honestly,
that's
I
what
do
I think.
believe.
That's what I think.
I don't think that even though I tend to side with what Bones is saying, Seattle's defense is slightly better. I don't know if that's going to be enough in this game.
Right.
Honestly, this game right here, you might as well say it's going to be even all the way.
An offensive shootout is good for the board because
Yeah.
it constantly changes the numbers.
Yeah.
Anybody can win now that they got 2-point, missed field goals, missed extra points.
That'd be so great.
That's just
I mean, she had that money in her hand, dude.
She touched it.
Yeah, she had it in her
It's
hand.
fucking post.
Not so fast, my friend. You could hear Lee Corso in the background. Not so fast, my
I
friend.
was watching the Today Show this morning. They had Kylie Kelsey on it, Jason's wife.
Yeah.
She's a pretty girl.
She's a smoke show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What else
played,
did
you can say that.
She played some field hockey. They just went through her thing, and they asked her, "Well, how does it feel to not have Kansas City in the Super Bowl and not have Philly that you can actually sit and watch the game?"
Ah,
And she's just like, "You know something?" She goes, "I'm a commercial kind of girl, you know, and when you got them in the game, that's the perfect time to get up and go get your shit, your drinks, your bathroom, whatever. But now I can sit and go during the game
Mm-hmm.
and sit and watch the commercials."
mhm.
She goes, "It's all about the commercials for me now.
Yeah.
I got no skin in the game."
Wow.
Yeah, it's and there's a lot of people like you're going to eventually see the commercials anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you going to watch the halftime show?
which one?
The Spanish speak.
I do not. That's not my thing.
Right.
Look, I don't care who does the halftime show. Most of the time,
It sucks anyway.
you're going to the bathroom, you're getting the food off the table,
Right.
you're chatting with people about what happened the first half and what you expect during the second half.
Yeah.
You're not really paying attention to the halftime show
Right.
because it usually, as we get older, it's shit.
Yeah.
We don't care about it.
Right.
Um,
It's for the younger crowd.
and I don't even know if that's the case anymore. I think that they have.
They take care either. Man.
I think they've gone and evolved. They're looking for somebody that could be part of the inclusion generation.
Right.
Let's have everybody included in this, and everybody can be happy with it.
Right.
Everybody
it's-
gets a medal.
Everybody gets a trophy. The music now is not about the best musicians playing.
And good entertainment.
I mean, look, at this point in time, I wouldn't be surprised if the NFL had Bruce Springsteen singing that new song that he did about hating America.
You know
Yeah.
something?
I
was raised on Bruce Springsteen. I was raised on his music from South Jersey. Been
Of course.
to Stone Pony. Well, but to me, it comes back to like football when freaking Kaepernick first took the kneel and we said we're not watching the NFL, we're not doing this. Then we decided, wait a minute, we like football, we love watching football. We're not going to stop watching because of certain things. Then they started taking it off camera. To me, the music is the same thing. I'm going to listen to his music, but I don't support his politics whatsoever. But that's a whole nother. As long as he doesn't bring it up during concert.
But he
If
does.
he then I would not go see
But he
him.
does.
I've
And
seen him
like
plenty of
Mav
times.
said that he went and saw a
Pink
concert,
Floyd,
Roger
yeah.
Waters, yeah.
Yeah,
that-
Roger Waters.
Flying Pig,
If
and all
I
that shit.
if I didn't in that case, that's all right that he has that because I have my politics. But I wouldn't go there if he asked me to come up on stage and you see me wearing a Trump shirt and say, well, let's talk about this a little bit during the show. I wouldn't expect to do that.
Because
But-
he's going to do nothing but ridicule you.
yeah,
because
but
of
you
that.
know what? If I had my own car, I would have left the show. because it was way too far.
Yeah.
But on back to the halftime show, I'm watching it because of Morty Facts.
Was it?
Because Morty Facts says you never know what somebody's going to do in entertainment that you shut off that you may miss an opportunity to enjoy.
You can always watch it later.
I mean, that is true. That-
You know what?
that really is
And
true.
he said that to me because I was like, totally against it. He said, I'm not going to watch this fucking imbecile. He's going to speak in Spanish and he's wearing dresses and he may have a brow and stuff like that. I said, all right, that's not my thing. And I'm against that kind of, if he's a transgender or whatever his thing is. But you know what? The music may be entertaining. And if I don't like the first 10 minutes of it, off I'll go
Well,
into conversations.
That's pretty much it.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like the conversations and stuff like that. I'll go into the conversations and then not pay attention to it. But I'm going to give it a shot
I am
because
curious
of
about.
Morty Facts.
I am curious about the
Ricky.
alternative halftime show. I'm curious about
Oh,
that
the Turning Point one.
to see how that pans out.
Well, whichever one anybody decides. So we got 4 fucking TVs in here. You put
Actually, 5.
you
but
put both. You put on those 2 big TVs. You put one halftime show on one halftime show on the other. Majority rules. Which one do you want to hear versus which one you just want to see quiet? And you put it on.
Yeah.
And you can watch whichever one you want.
Yeah.
You can always go back later on and watch either one on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So it's
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to miss anything.
No.
no, it's
Mikey.
except for maybe if
What do you
there's a, you know, you got a
What do you got
female
to
on
say,
there and
Paul?
there's a wardrobe malfunction
Okay.
like there was with Janet
Oh no,
Jackson.
they'll show that.
Well,
Probably
on
a little
YouTube-
bit closer
on,
in.
on YouTube, yeah, on regular TV, no.
Yeah, no, you're gonna get the zoom in on that one.
Not bad.
Big news. I don't know how big news it is, but Davidoff, the 2 sisters that own Davidoff, that it got put down to the Schneider sisters, are turning over all their shares in the company to their kids.
Okay.
I don't know how old they are. I didn't get into that kind of research. They're probably on the fairly older side. I
I
want to
would
get
think
out
so.
of the business, so they're going to give it to the younger.
Okay.
It's just people making a big deal. I'm like, what's it matter? It's still going to run. They're still going to make cigars. You know, it's not going to change the way to make cigars. I wouldn't think.
You would hope not. You would sincerely hope that the brand doesn't go in the toilet because
New management.
under new management, new owners, if you will, and started cutting corners and cheaper tobacco and aging it less and so on. You would hope that they don't tarnish the legacy.
Yes.
You would hope that.
Are we ready for Melanie?
Is
dude,
she's
I
not
gave
on.
her. I gave her the.
Hold on. I
thing.
just text her. All right, let's relax.
She's not on.
Well, I'm not. Where did they? Oh, so in the Cigar Journal, they came out with their top 10, maybe 9, because 9. There's 2 9s. They kind
Tied
of even.
10 and 9. Yeah.
This is all based on percentage of what the shops that they inquire to that they have
So this is
in their
which magazine?
Cigar Journal.
Okay, so it's not aficionado where
No, which-
advertisements run.
Where which one?
Yeah.
This
That's all it is.
sells. Okay, the first number 9 tied is Ashton and Newman at 6.2%. So the shops that they interviewed, 6.2% of their inventory is one
Ashton
of
or
those 2.
Newman.
Right. Number 8 is Rocky Patel at 9.2%.
Okay.
Olivia
Mm-hmm.
is next at 7 at 12.3. Davidoff is number 6 at 16.9. My Father is 5th at 20.0.
Wow.
Perdomo is 4th at 24.6. Drew Estates is 3rd at 32.3. Arturo Fuente Friday,
Yeah.
is 52.3%.
Wow.
And number 1 at 53.8%. Let's take a guess. Which one haven't we really mentioned? That's a big one. Any guess?
No.
Padron.
I would have never put them at number 1.
Patron is number 1.
And you stop and you look at that list, and it's I'm just looking at our humidor, and I would suggest that our humidor is pretty much average of a normal brick and mortar.
Yes. Yes.
Can't get the drones. Can't get Davidoffs.
No.
What other ones we got? Bones. Let me see your list if you don't mind.
No,
Um,
we don't have Fuente. Well, we had some. We're out.
yeah, you can only get that off of a
M&D.
wholesaler.
Yeah.
So those three major brands are so exclusive that even a small brick and mortar is not going to have those available
Notice
unless they get it off a wholesaler.
Notice who's not one of them not on there that people rave about is DTT, Steve Saka.
Again, goes back to my comment about being so selective, but also Dunbarton, the Saka cigars.
He makes some good stuff.
They're very good. I won't discount it. I think it's a lot like Davidoff, where it's a little pricier than what an average brick and mortar would.
Yeah, but
Now they do have a range of cigar prices, obviously, like most do,
yes,
except Davidoff.
You've been the Sure Thing.
I have.
And
Sure Thing.
Sure Thing. I'm sorry. And I went there to get the Luke Bryan cigar that my wife had gotten on. They went on the girls' trip at one time. I said, all right, this is good. This is not a bad smoke. Let me go. I didn't realize she paid $35 for it. Box 300.
wow.
A box of
A box of
10 or 20,
cost
right?
300.
Yeah.
Box of 10. But
Jacob, good morning.
They were
Hey, Jacob.
they were selling empty boxes autographed by Luke Bryan for $200.
I know. And you
It's
guys
like-
know that when I retired, that was my goal. Was
Come on in.
the next time we went to Panama City Beach, I was going to stop there. I was going to get that box as my retirement box. I get to the shop there in Okaloosa County, the original.
Right.
They got no signed boxes. I wanted a signed box for my wall. Bones is, you guys, you've seen
I got the
pictures
wall,
of.
yeah.
I've got my wall of signed stuff. Most of it is from Kerr.
Perdomo, Kerr.
Most of my signed boxes are from Kerr.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wanted to add that to my collection. Don't have any. Well, you haven't been there, Matt, but
Right.
the experience is really, it's a bar, and they've got high-end cigars, and that's pretty much it.
Right.
They don't have anything that is sub $10. So ask the bartender.
She don't know
When
what
do
to
you
expect.
expect? No idea.
They don't-
Right.
No idea.
We know what to expect. We got what coming in next week from Perdomo?
We have the legacy coming in.
We
Yes.
absolutely
Let's
do.
talk about that for a minute.
Well, we might as well. We had a guest lined up, but
But there's a no-show guest, but we'll
We'll
get
be all
her
right.
next
We'll-
week and
we'll bring
connect
it
with her
back.
next week.
I do got some questions for her, and we'll just build that up whenever
Oh yeah, right,
when
sure.
we can solidify it. But
Sure.
yes,
All right, we have
that
a
was
new
Perdomo
product
was
coming
what,
in, huh?
number 4. You said
Uh,
Perdomo was
4,
number
yeah.
4. So the number 4 cigar. Mav, go ahead and introduce it.
Well, we have the number 4 coming in. It's from a product made by Perdomo, and it's called the Legacy.
Mhm.
And what a fine cigar it is.
From Nick Perdomo's son is the master blender on this one.
Yes.
And honestly, as I've said before, when it was first released, Morty Fax and I were up in Ohio. The shop that we went into had the whole line.
Yes.
So we got one of each. We smoked them, and I'm just going to be honest, fans, if we have any. The cigar was less than what I anticipated,
Yes.
because I think that it was just too new.
Yes.
Okay, so taking what we had left, went in the humidor like most of us do, and kind of forgot about it, or just set it aside a little bit, let it age. Let it age about 3 months, I think,
Yes.
is what we let it go, and it was phenomenal at that point. So, fans, if you do get the Legacy, and it tastes a little too new, and you know what it tastes like if it's too new.
Yes.
Got a little acidic flavor to it, maybe a little ammonia on the first draw or so. Let it sit for a couple of months, and it will age beautifully.
And it'll blow your socks off. Just about.
This is perhaps one of the best cigars that Perdomo has on their line.
Plus,
I'm going to also caveat on what you said, what we're getting. I understand we're also getting the Perdomo Lounge Edition.
Wow.
He did say that. He did.
So
Yes.
that, to me, that's big, because we now have the love and affection of the Perdomo company
Yes.
saying that you guys are really knocking it out of the park selling Perdomos.
Yes.
And I don't have a problem saying that, because
We do.
it is a very good cigar. It's a
Absolutely.
solid cigar. There's nothing in the line that anybody can complain about. If you don't like this, there's something else that you will.
Right. If there's going to be something out of the Perdomo line that you're going to enjoy without a doubt.
We are getting 5 faces of it. And Sammy the Perdomo rep will be in here probably not before we go off air, but he didn't say. I'm assuming it's going to be the Robusto, the Toro. I know he said Bellicoso, which is, I like Bellicoso. The Gordo, I believe, maybe the Churchill.
Yes, I think you're right. Right
I'm
off the bat, you're
not
right.
sure about that last one.
What about Epicure? Because that's Nick Sr.'s favorite Vitola.
Yes.
The Epicure is. He sat in here and told us that.
Yeah, because that's how he turned me on to the 12th anniversary, no, 10th anniversary Epicure.
The
When he
Epicure.
did that video we saw.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll have to check with Sam.
So, I mean, we've all gone through the evolution of sizes and Vitolas, and really, like going to work for me before I retired, a Robusto took me to work.
Yes.
It
I
was
remember you talking
it
about
was
that many times.
perfect just for the
ride.
drive into work
Yeah.
and the drive back.
Right.
So a Robusto was my go-to.
Both ways. I was
Yeah.
going to say, man, if you did a Robusto in 20 minutes, that's
Oh,
pounding
absolutely.
it. That's pounding it.
Absolutely. Because I'm one of those, when I'm driving, I'm
Perfect.
I'm going.
I kind of leave it in my mouth when I'm driving.
So Robusto, I'd go out and take a 10-minute break. I'd finish the first one,
Oh, I could've
and then
said
in the
something.
afternoon, the same
I know you
thing,
could.
going home.
I so wanted to.
I've graduated from there to 2 of the Toros, because let's just be honest, when you're looking at the box and the price, it's
A few
not much
cents-
different.
a
It's
few
get a little
cents
bit
more.
more smoke.
Yeah. Let me go ahead, Mort.
When I'm at work, because I'm going to be here for a spell, I will sometimes just grab a Churchill,
Yeah.
because that will take you 3/4 of your shift, and
Right.
you're good to go.
Yes.
I love the Epicure. I don't know what it is about that specific cigar that just attracts me, other than the brand owner himself says this is my favorite.
Right.
I don't see anything wrong with it at all. I would enjoy that one.
Ricky likes the champagne.
The champagne's not bad. I'm not. It's
Too
not.
mild.
Your
It's,
fave,
it's not my
but
favorite.
you'll smoke one.
Yeah, I will, and I recommend them
A
to
good cup of
to
coffee.
the newer smokers,
Yes.
as well as the Lot 23. Not my favorite.
Right. It's a little too mild for you.
It is, and I'm okay with that, because there's times like after the flu,
You want a mild
you
one.
don't want something that's
Absolutely.
going to tear your throat up. So
Well, I'll
let's-
tell you what,
let's go
we're
back
back
to
to the legacy real fast. I was given 2 of them by a dear friend, Mikey Silvers. And the second one, fabulous, because it was aged a little bit.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
really good. I was very pleased with it.
That's what I said. What he was saying when you brought those back, and I smoked the one you brought back, I was like, appreciative of the cigar, but it was just like, oh, this is not what I expected.
Right.
Yeah, we're thinking, woo,
But then-
balloons. And,
Because that was the hype.
Right.
That was the industry hype. And I'm
Oh,
talking
sure.
about everybody
Then
was.
Silva's brought back a Gordo Maduro, and it had to sit wherever it was at, because that was so I got to rethink this line,
Yeah.
because that was a really
Yeah.
damn good cigar.
So, Mav,
yes.
it's
Well, I'll
rating
tell you
time.
what, you guys thought it was going to be too much for me. Beautiful. Not too much at all.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it with the coffee. Just about perfect. I'm going to give it a combination of a 9.
Wow.
The citrus, very nice.
Cedrus is a fine smoke.
Citrus, very nice. 9 overall between the both of them.
Now it's strong, but not like Jacob's Ladder or the
Oh,
Fire.
absolutely.
No, it wasn't.
Those are.
It didn't seem strong to me at all.
But we got boxes of those in.
What you got?
I've always liked this from day one when we got them at Havana Race, way before we ever got them here. I'm giving this at least a 9.5 and a coffee a 9. I'm just a community coffee breakfast guy, so average what 9.225 for the whole thing.
So yes, it's one of the most beautiful cigars that I've had, obviously from this brand. And as soon as I saw Bones' choice for smoking this morning, I said it's best to be. This is one of those cigars that a strong coffee helps take some of the bite down, if you will.
Yeah.
And it's not common that somebody would take a breakfast blend with a cigar that's got some kick.
Yeah.
But I think that they both worked well together. They were parallel with one another. The strength and the flavor of both. I'm like Bones. Community coffee is, for the price and for the flavor and everything that goes with it, you can't go wrong with community coffee.
The Circle K.
Again, the cigar, I love it. I can't go. I'm not one of those guys that's going to go just high numbers just because. I'm going to go 9 all the way across. Nothing's perfect, but this is as near perfect as you could get. Right? It's a good burn.
Yeah, man.
It hasn't fallen apart. I doubt that it ever will fall apart. It's just one of those. The coffee is a beautiful blend.
Who does his cigars?
AJ Fernandez.
AJ Fernandez.
Yep, they're Nicaraguan all the way.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if that article we read from Cigar Journal, which says AJ Fernandez is this. I wonder if they counted brands that are made by these folks.
Probably
other
not.
brands. You know what I'm saying?
Probably
just
not.
their label alone.
Because you stop and think about that. Some of the blends that come out of the Dominican that are Dominican cigars, you don't have the marriage between. We use the term boutique, but we'll get away from that. The smaller brands that are made by the larger brands, and this would be an example of a Nicaraguan that's made by one of those big brands,
right?
And I think that he's done a good partnership with AJ Fernandez.
Yeah.
Sammy said last night that right now they're saying that Nicaragua tobacco is the #1 tobacco in the United States right now, sold wise, and that
Sales wise, yeah.
it's going to be. Nick feels it's going to be #1 in the world real soon.
Wow.
I'm not. I've got nothing to really dispute that. I think geopolitically, there's some issues between Honduras and Nicaragua as far as people going in and feeling safe in those countries. And I don't know. It's a geopolitical thing. The Central America has always been kind of wishy-washy as far as whether they like you or whether they don't like you.
Why don't we just take them over? No.
Right now, I think you've got three distinct areas that produce most of the cigars that people smoke.
Yeah.
Dominican Republic, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Those are, in my opinion, again, my opinion's like anything else. I think those are the three places that produce the most cigars.
But don't you think sometimes that could be misleading, because Drew Estates comes out of Nicaragua, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they get a lot of the tobacco from Connecticut, Kentucky, Florida, used to Louisiana. Well, they still do.
I'm sure they do.
They still do, because they still do
Perique.
The
Perique.
The Pappies, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but they just don't have the barn smoker there. We hope they bring back something.
That would be nice if they would.
But so that can be a little misleading, maybe.
So I understand what you're saying, and misleading. Yeah, it could be, because they take the tobacco to a country where labor costs are slightly lower than what you would have somewhere else.
Yeah.
And we know how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, if you look at it and say this is a Nicaraguan blend, or this is a Nicaraguan cigar. Well, but they got, Connecticut leaf, or they got filler from this or
You
whatever.
gotta say all that.
I don't care about all that.
No, me either.
They're constructed in Nicaragua. They're rolled in Nicaragua. They're done in Honduras.
Yeah.
And a good.
I want to know if it's a good cigar or not.
That's all people really care about.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I don't care what tobacco.
When Jimmy comes in and does all that, I'm like,
I mean, even
where's it roll?
even the Cuban cigars. If it came down to Cuba being open to export, I'd be willing to host a couple of different brands in my humidor that are Cuban, just because of the balance that the Cuban cigars seem to have.
Right.
And I understand the whole thing about Cuban seed and all that stuff. I get all that.
Right.
I just think that when you get a Cuban cigar, that's actually a good Cuban cigar, not some cheap shit that you'd get in a field, but something from one of their factories.
Or on the beach when you go on a cruise.
Exactly. So one of those that you would get from a prestigious company that's still doing
The
business
real
in
deal.
Cuba. Yeah, exactly.
Was it Habanos?
Yeah, those type of cigars. I would be willing to host some of those in the humidor
Right. Sure you would.
because they're just consistent all the way through. They're not the best flavors in the world, but they're consistent all the way. You know what you're getting when you smoke a Cuban cigar.
Right.
But as we know, we can get just as good cigars from wherever.
And I understand that. That's
Yeah, sure.
because the seeds left the country when everything happened.
It all started there.
It all started there.
All right.
All right. For the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge, we're going to bid you goodbye until next week. You have a wonderful and safe weekend. And at 3418 Bienville Boulevard in beautiful Ocean Springs, Mississippi, we're going to bid you goodbye.
Go Seattle.
Go Patriots.
Patriots.
I think
Yeah, he's
about
like,
that. I think about who's
right
the
part.
other-